Those around him. Also, I've found inspirational is the amount of volunteers who are flooding to that city, literally, Casey.
That's right, Drew. You know, it's incredible. We've seen people from all over the country flocking to Joplin to help out. Church groups, other volunteers, people who are doing search and rescue efforts on their own. The city says there are officially 2,500 volunteers registered, but they believe there's at least 3,000, perhaps even more than that, including the folks who have just come here on their own to decide to help out. It's really showing that this city is committed to rebuilding, and it's something that needs to happen, this cleanup process that these volunteers are helping with before this rebuilding can begin in earnest, Drew.
Tomorrow, the president arrives in town. Presidents always wonder if they're going to be a help or a hindrance once they arrive because they take so much of the local law enforcement away from what needs to be done. What's the impression there of the president's visit?
Well, the local fire chief today said that this is still a rescue and recovery operation. So it is going to slow some things down because they're going to need 130 law enforcement officers just to line and provide security for the president's motorcade from the airport to the place where these services are going to happen tomorrow afternoon. But they say they're willing to put up with that delay, with that inconvenience, because it'll help bring attention to what's happened here, and they need help from the federal government. Drew.
Casey Wine, live in Joplin, Missouri tonight. Thanks, Casey. Imagine living through this tornado, clinging to the plumbing inside a restroom. The only thing saving your life, the strength of the toilet bolts, the pipes on the sink, and your arms. Rance Junge had a pharmacy just across the street from the St. John's Regional Medical Center. He joins us live from Joplin. Rance, tell us what happened.
The electricity started to flicker, the computers went down, so I decided to open up the back door just to make sure that it was okay back there. And when I opened up, I just saw a massive wall. And the magnitude was unbelievable. It was your whole peripheral vision of field of vision.
So what did you do?
Well, I saw that and I knew we were in serious trouble, obviously. But I didn't want to panic the girl that I was working with, Desi. And I said, we got to go. We don't have much time. We got to go. So we headed for the front door. And then Desi saw that Sammy, who was working the convenience store, was shutting down a register. She went over there and started talking to her about what she was going to do. And I told him, I said, we don't have much time. We got to go. And with that, it jerked. I was at the front door. It took the door out of my hand and jerked it off. And I said, we don't have time. We've got to get to the bathroom. And so we just headed into the bathroom at that point in the center part of the store. We just sat down. She slid to the left side of the toilet. I got to the right. We hung onto the side of the toilet, and I was holding the pipes under the sink, and the whole building was coming apart.
How long did that frightening moment last when you're just basically clinging the commode?
It was longer than you would imagine. Of course, those seconds are always long on something of that magnitude. But we survived the first wall. I was just hoping that it wouldn't breach the bathroom's wall structure, and that held for a little while, but the first wall took that out. We could see daylight. But then it calmed down for a second, and we could open our eyes a little bit, and I looked around, and then I thought, I couldn't believe we'd survived that because the wind and the pressure was tremendous. Then I thought, we must be in the eye of this thing, and sure enough, it started picking up again, and the back side of it was much worse. That's when I got hit in the back, and that's when there was actually another person in the other bathroom that I didn't realize he was injured.
When the danger had passed, you realized you were going to make it. There must have been a moment when you stood up, looked outside, and realized from the time you got in that bathroom to the time you get out, the world of Joplin had changed.
Well, actually, I just was trying to get myself out with Desi, and we got out. You don't think the rest of the world's disappeared around you. At least I didn't. And I just wanted to get everybody. We were alive. That's what I kept telling everybody. We're alive. We're okay. And so we headed to the hospital. But when we walked outside, it was a new world. Everything was gone. And it was amazing. As big a structure as St. John's is, when we got to the inside of it, it was a complete disaster. I thought it would take out part of it, in the front part, but it would suck the whole inside on the ground floor out.
Rance, as I look behind you there, I'm just wondering, do you see signs of hope? Do you see signs that your community is going to come back from this?
It'll come back. It'll take time. I think the people are strong here. I think we'll make it. We'll make it. But we do need a lot of help. A lot of these people are not high-income people, and so they're going to need some assistance to get this going.
Rance Junge, who survived this tornado, clinging to a toilet. Thank you so much, sir, for your observations and for the video. Thanks a lot. Now this joins us live from Joplin.